Ready? Better not.
Power, they come back.
You
come on.
Chắc cái dây.
Nah, don't do.
Không có bao giờ. Áo có trộn không? There's a little has weight a little bit in our book.
Okay. Cái này bà con này đâu?
Not book. They will become. They will go to be more profile. This is the last video, right? That's you.
Live video, live video. Cái lên.
You are here, right?
Cái lên nó mà cũng lại còn tông. Just forget about it. So go back on this time.
Okay. Okay, guys. I just want to greet all of you and want to welcome you to this program. My name is Dalarjin, and I am the leader of the UPLS. I am here with Professor Dishan, the leader of SSDF or CMA.
SSDF / CMA.
Yeah, it's like CMA. And here is General David Gaidang, the leader of DRA. And then we have here Rai Walyat, representative for the SUM, or South Sudan Armed Forces. Right now, what I would like is just a brief, actually, information about what will have been done today, but because of circumstances beyond our control, we could not do it today, and we are planning actually to have a live video maybe next week, by next weekend, and next weekend we will do it here in Homer, Nebraska, and I would like to invite all of you, if you have, you have a question, anything, because this is a continuation from the live video that we did a couple weeks ago, and it is just the same series, but we will do it in the English language so that the international community, the United States and the world can have the same information about what we are doing. And what we are actually talking about is the awareness of the ongoing crisis in South Sudan, prelude to 2013, and this video will actually be similar to the last video that we did in Nuer language, but it will be English, because the last video was actually designed to synthesize the Nuer people, but this one will be to synthesize all the people in South Sudan and the international community. So I will stop here. I wanted to actually invite Professor Dishan just to actually brief you about this, what we are talking about, and I want you to actually welcome you next week, that we will have a live video. You are welcome, mostly welcome. It will be here live in Homer, Nebraska, and our good life. You are mostly welcome to listen to your question, because this is going to be really very important for our country and our South Sudanese, whether in abroad or there at home. Thank you. Professor Dishan, you are most welcome. You say something.
Good evening. Good evening, fellow countrymen, brothers and sisters. It is indeed a pleasure to talk to you this evening about what we should have done today. Today we scheduled it to take our case before the international community. But because of circumstances beyond our control, we have not been able to do that. However, we have postponed it for coming Saturday, and would ask many of you to write down your questions when we are going to do this work. You can ask whatever question you may have in mind, because our objective is to sensitize the world about the ongoing civil strife in the country. I know that the international community knows about it, but we have not been very active enough to put our case before the international community. So I think this is now the time that we all should come together, all should be united in order to bring about change. Our objective here is to seek what I call the regime change. It is necessary. Our country cannot continue going on the way it is now. We have to bring about change, and this change we cannot do it alone unless the international community knows exactly what it is that we want, then they will stand by our side. Most importantly, our revolution that took us almost 50 years, hard-won revolution, has been failed by our two leaders, by our southern leaders, Machar and Salva Kiir. These two individuals, they must go. And the people must demand from them by any means necessary to take over our government so that we could form a constitutional democratic government with democracy. And when I talk of democracy, I'm talking about the vote. That whatever we want to do in the future to bring about South Sudan, we will have to do it democratically. Secondly, if we achieve the regime change, and I'm sure we would achieve it by any means necessary, and not too long, is we have to undertake very serious economic development for the goodness of our people. We must also undertake educational projects or plan to educate our people without anyone left behind. So in this, when we talk to the international community, we'll appeal to the international community that South Sudanese have been tired. They have been forced to be in exile in other African countries. This is because we have a tyrant and a dictator in Juba. We would like to change this so that our people can go back to their own country and try to do whatever they can do for the future, for the present and the future of their people. So we ask you that you have ample time to prepare any question that you may wish to ask us on Saturday, and we'd be very happy to answer your question. Our goal is to reach out to the international community. Again, I would like to appeal to all South Sudanese people, wherever you may be, wherever you may be residing, we must unite. If you are 2, 3, or 4 in one place, unite and build trust, confidence, and work together. Whatever may have happened, what happened in 2013, we must keep it as a dark spot in our history. But this time, we must bring new leadership. We want to inject new blood into the leadership in South Sudan. South Sudan cannot be 26 or 36 states. We will have to go back to the 10 states because our population is between 12 to 15 million, but having that, we have killed so many innocent people that drop. How could we afford that kind of number of states? We have no people. How many people will be in a state? Where would you get the money to do development? So let's start it with 10 states, and as we progress, and as the population is stabilized, the birth rate is up, perhaps we can do 1 or 2 or 3 states each time. We wanted to do it by act of parliament, not to be dictated by a simple, or by a tyrant or an authoritarian or a dictatorship that is against the people. So I'm going to stop here. I look forward to meeting with you on Saturday, yes, when we are going to make this live video so you can ask your question. We'll do it similarly to what we did before. We did that things in Nuer simply because we wanted to sensitize you and to enlighten you to know that we have a problem. The next time, we want to sensitize and to make awareness to the international community that we have a problem in South Sudan. Thank you very much for listening and watching this video. I wish you all the best, and God bless you. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is General David. I'm representing DRA for the last 8 years in the United States. So what I want to say about this ongoing war and the peace in the same time in our own country, back home in South Sudan. Ladies and gentlemen, this war has been a bad war to us. And it's really not going to bring us together again. For us here, we are telling the world that the two leaders who are making innocent to die for no reason, we don't want them to be in the lead in the next few years to come. We want them to be out in the leadership, especially Salva Kiir and his vice president, Dr. Riek Machar. We don't need these people at all, because they are now trying to reconcile people while they kill thousands of people in the country, and there is a unity in everywhere in the country, and there are several people who flew away, who ran away from their home, and now they are seeking help from different government. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm talking to you, this is very serious, and we are going to make this happen for sure. We are for the change, and we are going to bring a good leader into the country that will not bring problem like what Dr. Riek Machar and Salva Kiir did. Now they are trying to say there is a peace, and there is no peace at all. They lie other people that there are peace and there is no peace. They are just looking for money. So whenever they go for a peace talk, and then the next day people will hear that the peace being postponed for 6 months or 1 year again, and then again, and then again. So the ongoing peace and ongoing war at the same time, you don't want it to continue through this leadership. We need to take these people out seriously. Whether you are supporting Riek or Salva Kiir, we are going to defeat these people by any means, because they kill people. And that's where I will stop. I will not talk a lot, but next Saturday, you take your pen and a paper and write your question, and we will be happy to answer whatever question you will ask. And you have a good evening. And we are not happy with our people back home. And thank you.
Yeah, my name is Dina Maruach. So the location of this show is Omaha, Nebraska in the United States. So right now, we are calling the social media to postpone our meeting, this show, to be next week. But I want everyone to be prepared on coming Saturday, so we'll have a big show. So the only thing, we have some certain thing that we will talk about. The root cause of war, and also the peace process in South Sudan, the current peace process, because Salva Kiir and Riek Machar, they have been done this for long, about the peace to end secession hostility, but they failed to bring peace in South Sudan. So today we postpone this show, and we will take it on coming Saturday. So I want to aware the social media, you need to be standby coming next week. So we'll come up with big show, and we need your feedbacks. So we need everyone to write anything at the bottom on our video today's, if you come up with something next week. So we need you to be aware today we postpone this show. So I'm working here under leadership of Peter Gadet Yaga. So Arafadan, South Sudan United Movement, or South Sudan United Harm. So today, so we just aware you, we postpone this show. So we will see you next week. Thank you guys. So be ready on coming Saturday. Bye, thank you.
Okay, guys, I think you have heard all this. The meeting today or our program is just because we have others commitment circumstances, and that's why we postponed this. It was supposed to be today. We were going to have a really big discussion about issues in South Sudan. Tud Ninkal you are asking that how are we going to get rid of Salva Kiir while we are in Nebraska? My brother, it is, well, it's a good question, but I think Professor Dishan has mentioned to you that what we are doing, we have what we call a political change or regime change. So that is what all of us, we have agreed on that, we are united on that. All the opposition is about a political change. So that is the only way you can remove Salva Kiir or Riek Machar and his all their followers from South Sudan, and then install a democratic elected government where you will be free, no more killing and no more rape and no more refugees and no more genocide in South Sudan. So my brothers, all this, your question, how we are going to remove those leaders, come on Saturday here in Omaha. It will be a live show that will be seen across the world. We are here actually to just inform all of you, the South Sudanese people across America, to attend this, whether in live in your home or maybe you come join us or wherever you are. So just we will be live here in Omaha. Thank you very much and God bless you.
I have one.
Additional.
I would like to add something, a question that was asked by one individual, that how are we going to remove Machar and Salva
While we
Kiir
are in America.
while we are in America? I am only 2 months here in America. I know what goes on down firsthand, and I'm in contact with South Sudan 24/7 by whatever means I know, by phone, by whatever. We are contacting, we are working. A removal of this individual is not difficult. It's the easiest thing to do, as far as we are concerned now. In the past, perhaps it was a little complicated, but now it's the easiest thing to be done. It is not difficult. I'm not going to answer this question now, but I would like the gentleman that asked that question, or any other person that asks any question at all, that give them for Saturday,
Yes.
Be ready, post them, I will answer them to you. I will answer you accordingly, and you will be satisfied when I give you ways and means of removing these dictators, genociders, rapers, and killers of children and elderly. We cannot continue with these individuals. As I said, and I'm going to reiterate again, they have failed our revolution. We fought for more than 50 years. What have we achieved now? We have achieved zero-sum game. For this, any Southerner with good mind, with concern with what is happening in the country, must rise up, and we do it. It is not impossible to move them. Just think of what happened in Tunisia, what happened in Libya, and what happened in Egypt, etc., etc. So what we are making here is what I call South Sudan Spring, or South Sudan Street, which would be the beginning of an African Spring or African Street, or whatever name you may want to use it. It is feasible to remove them. It's not impossible. Thank you.
So I forgot something. I call diaspora. So we need to come up with one voice. So which means that because Salva Kiir and Riek Machar right now they use a mechanism what is called delaying political tactic, because they don't want to bring peace in our country while people are suffering right now. So I call all diaspora. So we need to come up with one voice in order to change the regime in South Sudan. How can we change the regime? So the people power, they need to change. They will come up for something to remove the two leaders in South Sudan who delay tactic. So we need peace in South Sudan. Right now, the people in South Sudanese, so they need peace. But two leaders, they don't want peace in South Sudan. They use what is called delaying tactic. So for that reason, we need to come up with something. So we need to come up with one voice. So one voice is all about to bring change in South Sudan, which means the two leaders right now, they fail us because they don't want to bring peace. Thank you, guys. I will see you next week.
So unity, guys. Let's unite all of us and
Unity.
unite. We are calling you to unite all the opposition party. We are united.
We are different party, but we come up with political agenda for the change in South Sudan because people are suffering now. Change must be done. The two leaders must go on that power. Thank you, guys.
Aluta continua.
Salva must
Aluta
go.
continua.
Keller
Forward,
must
backward,
go.
never.